What's up, people? Back again. Second video of the day. You know what time it is. Uh, so, remember in my earlier video, Soap Buzz TV, the debut episode, by the way, um, I said that Vern A Watson was joining the cast, and we didn't have an air date. So let me reiterate. Vern A Watson is the mother of Will Smith's character on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She played Vi Smith. Um, we didn't have an air date, so I was shocked when I watched today's episode of General Hospital and she popped up. I was like, damn, that was fast. Because nobody reported an air date, so we had no clue what day she was popping up. Well, today was that day. Uh, so getting into this episode of GH, Vern A Watson popped up on the screen as Aunt's, what's her name? Sally, I think her name was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Aunt Sally. Something like that. And she's Curtis's aunt. So I already knew she was gonna be drama. From the moment she walked in the door, I was like, she's gonna be drama. Yep, she's gonna be drama. I had a feeling. I was like, I had a funny feeling as soon as she popped into that door. I was like, I kind of figured where they're gonna go with this. She's gonna have a disdain for Jordan. I already know it. She's gonna have a dislike of her. And by the end of the episode, I was right. I said, yep, I knew it. Um, so today, I guess, is Curtis's birthday. Jordan popped up with a red velvet cupcake. Let me tell you something about red velvet. Because I seen a video earlier somebody posted about Oreos, the red velvet Oreo. Let me tell you, red velvet Oreo is nasty. The Oreo cookie, Oreo should be sued for false advertisement, first of all, because they said that it was cream cheese in that shit. There was no cream cheese. That was just regular filling that they use on all the other Oreo cookie. Second of all, that Oreo cookie did not taste like no goddamn red velvet. So, and I'm a big fan of red velvet. I love red velvet. So it's probably in my top five of favorite, cakes is red velvet cake. It's in my top five. Chocolate probably being one, vanilla being two, so whatever. But yeah, that was false advertisement. That cookie was nasty, and I'm mad I wasted my money on that shit. That shit was disgusting. Anyway, it was false advertisement. But anyway, so she brought him a red velvet cupcake or whatever, and they get their little sexy time on or whatever. Here's the thing about Jordan and Curtis. I like them as a couple. I just don't want their relationship to be based off sex. I don't want that because I feel like that's gonna ruin the momentum of the couple if that's all they're gonna do. But I was happy that later on in the episode it was like a different type of thing. You know what I mean? Like hopefully they go on more dates and stuff like that. So Curtis basically was complaining because Jordan had to go to work on his birthday. I'm like, Curtis, stop whining. Damn, my phone stayed going off. Shout out to, first of all, I just got this message right now. So shout out to one of my subscribers, Rock Music Love 25, who loved the Soap Buzz segment that I did today. Shout outs to you. Thank all of y'all who commented and liked the video. And there definitely will be more. Um, so yeah. Curtis need to stop whining and complaining about Jordan going to work on his birthday. You should be happy you got a career woman. Second of all, she's the fucking police commissioner. She got to be at the office. Hell, she runs an entire department. She's gonna have to go to work. Hell, it's not easy running a department. It's a lot of paperwork you gotta look over. You gotta make sure cases are handled right. It's a lot of variables, so it's a pain in the ass. So it's kind of hard to have a career like that and be in a relationship. It's difficult. So it's gonna be a lot of late nights where you ain't gonna get that booty call when you want it because she gotta be at the PD. So get over it. I'm just saying that's what happens when you date career people. With demanding jobs. That's what happens. Um, so yeah, his aunt came in or whatever. She, basically all up in his business about his private life, who he dating, and he's basically skirting around the question because he already knows she don't like Jordan. Obviously, because Jordan cheated on his brother and stuff with Sean and got pregnant, and the baby turned out to be Sean. TJ turned out to be Sean's, and all that drama. So you already know that's why she don't like her. Um, So I can't wait to see this. See, I love stuff like this where it's a new couple and they throw obstacles at them, but it's not your typical obstacle. Because you know how soap operas do. They throw another, like the other day. Remember when Curtis and, Jordan had sex at the Metro Court and Jordan left and that sexy chick walked up or whatever? Basically, and it seemed like she was going to cause trouble in their relationship. I'm glad they did not go that route and they brought the aunt in to kind of stir some drama with them because it brings a different element to this. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going the obvious route about having somebody cheat and all that to break, throw tension in the relationship. I'm glad that the aunt is gonna play a part in this. You know what I mean? Because she obviously don't like Jordan, so I'm happy that they did that. So kudos to the writers for that one. That was smart. That was a smart move. They could still do the cheating thing, but I prefer they do it a little later, but or not at all. Um, so Hayden drops by the hospital because Cameron, we haven't seen Cameron in a while. This is what pissed me off about Cameron, and a lot of people done said this. Why are they not sourcing Cameron? I'm gonna tell you why. I never spoke about this in a video, but I'm gonna speak about it now since it came up. They're not sourcing Cameron because of Rebecca Hurst. Not trying to blame Rebecca Hurst because it's not her decision. It's the producer's decision. It's the network's decision. But they're not doing it because of her age. Because she's not 40 yet. I think she's close to 40, but she's not 40. And they feel like she looks too young to have a teenage boy. When in reality, I believe Rebecca Hurst does have a teenage son in real life. She actually does. I think her son is like 14, I want to say. Maybe 13, 14, I think, 15. So she does actually have a teenage kid in real life. So I don't get why they're not so worse than Cameron. Second of all, Cameron was born before Molly, and Molly's in college now. And he was born before Jocelyn, and Jocelyn is what, a preteen now? So how come all these people are older than Cameron? Like Cameron is the most desourced kid in soap opera history, I think. Like they done sourced so many people, and he's older than most of the kids on this show. He should be. He was born before them. He was born in 2004. He should be in college right now, interning at ELQ somewhere. Like that's how old he should be. Like seriously, this shit is it just never ceased to make me laugh. Like this shit is hilarious. I'm like, what is the writer's problem? What is the producer's problem? I can't say the writers, but the producers. Like, what are y'all? So where's this kid? Oh, got another message. These messages are coming. Oh, this one's from Twitter. Um, so it's ridiculous to me. I'm like, so where's this boy? So his soccer practice basically his soccer game got canceled or whatever, so he got to stay at the hospital with Elizabeth. He's pissed and she's basically making him read a book or whatever for his summer reading. But he turns around and reads a magazine. I felt like that was fucked up. I hate see that brought me back to an old childhood memory. Why when it's the start of the summer, some of y'all mothers out there make your kids read. But I mean, I get it. You want them to read. You want them to you know what I mean? Like enhance their minds instead of just playing video games and slacking off all summer. I get that. You know what I mean? I'm not arguing that. But damn, it's summer. It's the beginning of summer. No more school. For a few months. Let them chill. Damn. It's like I'm gonna tell you a story right now. Quick story. My aunt used to live in Hartford, right? Hartford, Connecticut. So I live in New Haven, Connecticut. So Hartford is probably like an hour, close to 2 hour drive, depending on traffic. So I remember probably when I was like 10, 11. We all got in the car, went there. My mother dropped us off because she was going for the weekend. She was going somewhere for the weekend on a little weekend getaway. So we stayed with my aunt. My aunt had a trampoline and stuff outside. She lived in like a really quiet neighborhood. And we were going there under the pretense we actually were going there for the summer. And we thought we were gonna bug out, have fun all summer long, right? Wrong. So one morning, the first morning of us being there, we get woken up by my aunt at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Why would you wake 10-year-olds up at 6 a.m.? I don't know. Why would you wake kids up at 6 a.m. on a summer day? I don't know. Every day that we were there, we got woken up at 6 a.m. I was pissed. I'm like, this is not how I envisioned my summer. Like all routine and shit. That annoyed the fuck out of me. I was like, this is supposed to be my summer. We're supposed to sleep in. till at least 10 a.m., 11 a.m., whatever. We're supposed to sleep in. Like, that's the whole purpose. Like, why are you waking me up at the crack of dawn? That shit just annoyed me. So it's like I sympathize with Cameron on this one. Like, just going through the same bullshit basically. It's like getting up for school all over again and you don't even have to go to school. So it's ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. So Hayden comes along, and I was so happy with the writers that they did this today. They finally, because I think they've been listening to the fans, because the fans have been very vocal about this for months now, that they want more Hayden and Elizabeth family scenes, and how come she's not around her nephews, and she's pregnant, and Elizabeth doesn't know, and they're sisters. It's time that they start bonding. I know at the beginning they hated each other, but it's time that they start bonding because they are sisters, and it's time that they get to know each other, and it's time that she start hanging out with her nephews. So she decided to take Cameron, and she did this as a practice for her because she's about to have a baby. So she was like, okay, well, this is practice. So she decided to take Cameron for the day to give Elizabeth a break since Elizabeth has to work. Elizabeth, of course, was a little apprehensive about this. She was cautious because Hayden is not really a kid type person. So she was a little nervous. But then Spencer came and he had a great reunion with Hayden, and she decided to take both of them out. Soon as she said that, I knew it was gonna be disaster because if you all remember, Spencer and Cameron have this little rivalry going where they don't like each other, and a lot of it stems from their love of Emma because they both like Emma. So let the games begin. I already knew this was going to be a disaster. So she took them to Perks Coffee. And I'm going to tell you like this, Spencer and Cameron basically played the shit out of Hayden. They ordered all this caffeine and sugary drinks. I'm like, why would you let them order all this caffeinated stuff? Like coffee or whatever, the lattes, whatever the hell they got. Why would you let them order that? I was like, Hayden, don't. Let them get a bottle of water and a cupcake and call it a day. I said, don't let them drink that shit. She let them drink it. Then they start with this rivalry about Emma. And that's when Spencer flung his whipped cream at Spencer. I mean, Spencer flung his whipped cream at Cameron, and all hell broke loose. And they started throwing stuff at each other, tearing Perks the fuck up. I said, I hope Carly got insurance. I say Carly because we all know Carly now owns the place. So I hope she got insurance because they tore that place the hell up. They got cream all over the place. They throwing bread, muffins, whatever the hell they can get their hands on, just tearing shit up. They got whipped cream all over Hayden. Hayden was so like she didn't know how the fuck to stop them kids, so she had to get on the phone. Her only line of defense was to call Laura because Laura's board meeting got canceled. Well, not canceled. So she was done for the day. Now, before all this mess happened, I was hoping Laura would have took the day to get with Kevin and stuff like that so they can hang out because I want to see more Laura and Kevin. But she had to go clean up the mess with Hayden and the kids. And as soon as Laura got on the fucking pier, like as soon as she got on Perks, she basically came in here and took over. She told both of them kids to sit the hell down somewhere, clean up the mess. She just came in like a total one woman wrecking crew. As soon as she opened her mouth, they shut up. Now that's respect right there. That's what I'm talking about. See, kids today, a lot of them ain't got that type of respect, but she got, Spencer and Cameron, they know better than to try Laura, cause she don't play that shit. Laura from the old school, but so yeah. So, Hayden was crying and stuff, and she revealed to Laura that she was pregnant, and she was worried because of the way Spencer and Cameron acted. She was worried that she would be a bad parent. But I agree with Laura. Cameron and Spencer are older. You know what I'm saying? They weren't, born that way. You know what I mean? Like they're older. They're middle school kids. Hayden, the difference is Hayden is about to have a baby. She can shape this kid to be what she want him to be or her. You know what I'm saying? You got time to turn that child into an obedient child and stuff like that and to whip them into shape. You know what I'm saying? It's different with Spencer and Cameron. They're good kids, but they got a devious side to them too, obviously. But, they're older, so they're a little mischievous. You know what I mean? Not to say, Elizabeth's a bad parent and she didn't raise Cameron right or Nicholas didn't raise Spencer. Obviously, Spencer's a polite child, but, they got a little rambunctiousness about them. Boys will be boys, They're all gonna be like that. Hell, look at Jocelyn. She had an attitude on her when she was younger. You know what I mean? Like she still does kinda now, but more so back then. You know? It's just kids will be kids. You know, that doesn't make you a bad parent, but Hayden has time, you know. This does not determine whether you are a bad parent or not just because two kids you were babysitting acted out. You know, that it shit happens. But I'm happy that Laura was there for her and comforted her and stuff like that. See, that's why I love Laura. They're actually making good use out of Jeannie Francis. They got her on the board. You know, she's taking care of Spencer. She's in the mix of a lot of storylines, and I like it. You know, playing mother hen to people, giving out advice. I love it. You know, she's the heroine of the show at this point, so I love it. Um, I don't understand what the hell Obrecht problem is with Finn. I'm still trying to figure this out. Like, what is her issue with him? Like, did he rob you of a couple coins back in the day? Like, what is your problem with this man? Like she keeps spiking his drugs, making him appear positive like he's still doing drugs and he's not. Um and she got mad because Griffin wanted him to consult on Ava Jerome's case. I'm like, because that's his specialty. He deals with infections and stuff like that. That's what he does. You know, he's just doing a little consulting work. I mean, shit, when Alexis lost her law license, she wasn't able to practice law, but she could still consult on cases and stuff. You know, it doesn't prevent you from doing that. You just can't, you know, act on things, but you can give an advice, you know, consult, you know. But you know, so basically he tested positive again, so he's suspended. I was like, this is just crazy. Can we get over with this shit already? Like, seriously, because I'm getting tired of this. Like, I don't understand what Obrecht's problem is. They've been dragging this out for a little while. It's like, can we get to the root of her issue with him? Because it's like, I don't understand it. Like, is this their way of keeping Obrecht alive on the show at this point? Like, relevant on the show? Like, I'm not understanding what the motive behind all of this is. And I really want to know, like, what is the issue? Like, can we get down to the point? Um, so anyway, Dante and Lulu went to go see Valentine about custody or whatever. They went to the judge. They got an emergency custody hearing, and the judge is basically allowing them to have custody of Charlotte right now. And they wanted Valentine's, you know, consent and they wanted his approval because they know that Charlotte is an impressionable child and she'll believe anything Valentine say. So if Valentine backs them, then it'll make the transition from his house to their house more easy for Charlotte, seeing as how she's gonna be living with them full time for a while. So, you know, I understand that. And Valentine wanted to do it under one condition that he gets to tell her why he's not gonna be around anymore, you know, instead of the actual truth. Which is understandable. But Lulu is worried that Charlotte is gonna blame her for her father being in jail. That's what she's afraid of. You know, and I can understand her fearfulness of that because Charlotte has been vocal in the past about her dislike for her and they have grown closer since then. But she doesn't want to do anything that's going to set back, you know, all, you know, the moments that they've shared so far. She doesn't want anything to ruin that. And I can understand that too. So she kind of trying to figure out how to tread lightly on this. Hopefully they can figure it out. My only issue with this is, as much as people despise Valentine, Valentine is Charlotte's father. My issue is I don't want Lulu to get full custody and then try to get Dante to adopt her or something like that and turn her into a Falconeri. I just prefer that they keep her Charlotte Cassadine and Dante as a step parent. That's just how I prefer it. You know, this storyline kind of in a weird way reminds me of All My Children. Jesse, Hubbard, Angela, and Cassandra. Remember when Jesse came back in 2008? And him and Angie got married again. And Cassandra, you know, basically never liked Jesse because he's not her father and stuff. And she felt like she didn't fit in with their family. So she wanted to move to Paris with her father, Jacob, who's Jesse's cousin. It kind of reminds me of this situation with a little twist because of Valentine and, you know, the hatred and, you know, the jail part of it. But it is somewhat similar. Not totally, but somewhat. Um, so anyway, Nina wants a divorce. I saw that coming. I was like, obviously she's not gonna be wanting to be married to somebody who's in prison. But you know, she basically told Valentine she doesn't want anything from him. She doesn't want money or division of assets. First of all, you weren't married to him long enough to even divide any assets. Windermere you can't get because he had that prior to marrying you. He had all of that prior to marrying her. So I don't know. If they get a divorce, they get a divorce. I'm not pressed about it. I'm kind of mad about tomorrow's show because we got to deal with Sonny and Carly tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to that shit. I feel like just they give me a headache when they on this show. I just felt like today's episode was much better. Anyway, Mac and I love seeing Mac today. We haven't seen Mac in God knows how long, and he was there for Anna to talk about Valentine in the impending trial that she might have to testify. But she told Mac, basically Alex is the one who has all the, the answers for the WSB, not her, because Alex dealt with Valentine back then, really not her. She's the one who seduced them into stealing the Chimera. But she gets a phone call that Alex basically escaped the WSB, and my guess is she's the one that's at the PCPD now trying to talk to Valentine. So she escaped. Who didn't see that coming? Come on now. We already knew Alex wasn't done. Come on. That was obvious. But anyway, this was a pretty good show. It's pretty solid. So anyway, hit that like button, hit that comment button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you all tomorrow. By the way, check out my brand new show, Soap Buzz TV. It got all the latest news, the comings and goings of every soap. Check it out and let me know what you think. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.